Hey everybody, this is Alpha Aizuru coming at you with another review. This time I'll be taking a look at the Robot Damashii Lancelot Albion from the second season of Code Geass Lelouch of the Rebellion. Now, I've never bought a Robot Damashii before, but I always loved the design of this Nightmare frame, and I thought it would be a good jumping in point to the entire Robot Damashii line. So, let's take a look. Here's the box real quick. Lancelot Albion, you got the Code Geass R2 logo, warnings, Bandai, etc., etc. The distinctive Robot Damashii red stripe, which kind of goes throughout the entire kit, or the entire box, rather. Robot Damashii, warnings, warnings. Very nice window display that even comes into the top. Nightmare Frame Lancelot Albion. Nightmare Frame Lancelot Albion. It says R number 020. I don't know if that's the 20th Robot Damashii or the 20th side KMF. I'm pretty sure it's the 20th Robot Damashii, but there you have side KMF, side Nightmare Frame, and on the back we've just got a nice little splash of the Lancelot Albion, and you can see here, let me just posing with the anti-Fleo weapon from, I believe it was episode 24 of the second season. That comes with the Robot Damashii Shinkiro, so you'll have to get that if you want the lance. I was actually a little bit disappointed that it didn't come with this kit, because that's such a cool pose of him like hurling the lance right there. But other than that, it shows off the weapons, the 4 slash Harkins, the 2 Super Varus rifles, and envious swords, etc., etc. And of course, the energy wing system. So let's get into the figure. So here we have, whoopsie daisy, the Lancelot Albion Robot Damashii in pretty much the way it comes in the box. About how tall is it? I'd say it's about 5 or 6 inches tall. It's a good size. It's about the size of a 1 to 1/44 Gundam model, if not a little bigger. And let's just take a look. So you can see there's 4 colors on this kit. You've got black for the wheels, which do spin, which is kind of nice, and the land spinners fold up and down. White, gold, which isn't as cheap as I thought it would be. You've got very nice green eyes, and then some more gold, like sort of a gunmetal for these gray parts, and then a black inner frame. And of course red for the jewels throughout the body and on the slash Harkins, etc., etc. Let's go into articulation real quick. Head will rotate all the way around, I hope. But you gotta be careful because you have these little protrusions right here, which kind of stick into the back of the collar. Arms will rotate all the way around. Shoulders will move. Shoulder pads pop off. But they wiggle around a bit. Arms can move up and down at the body. I believe, yeah, the arms can rotate at the shoulder. They bend at the elbow to about there, so a little more than 90, which is pretty good. And then the hands, of course, are on ball joints, so they can go just about anywhere you want. The waist can go up and really quite a bit up, and then down, wiggle a bit side to side, and then we'll rotate, I hope. Actually, no, it does not rotate all the way. Well, you probably could, but I don't want to risk it. No, I think that's it. Let's see. Legs. Legs are on, the hips are balls. They go about out that far, forward that far, back that far. Knees, double jointed, bend that much. Pretty good. The feet are fantastic. They've got these great ankle joints. They can go forward and back, and then side quite a bit. So this does look pretty good on the ground, and it's pretty stable. And then of course land spinners rotate all the way around, and you go in and out, and the wheels rotate. Before we get into the weapons and accessories and such, let me just point out one little gimmick. The opening cockpit hatch, you just pull this panel down and a seat slides out, so you can kind of see that there. There's no other like interior cockpit detail, but the seat's still nice. Okay, let's get into the weapons. first, starting off, we've got Daisy 4 Slash Harkins. Just get a better look. It's basically, you know, an activated Slash Harkin on a wire and then a little piece with a white peg sticking in it. Now, you have 2 where the pegs are pretty much parallel to the wire and 2 where they are perpendicular to the wire. The parallel ones go on the wrists, perpendicular ones go on the waist. Now I'm just going to show you this very briefly because the setup is basically the same. So you have panels like this and then on the waist right there, and you can pop these out, hopefully. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Go figure. And then take, so you can see a hole where the closed Harkin plugged in. Just take this peg, stick it in the wrist, and there you have it. And the wire is perfectly posable, and it looks really cool. And okay, so after the Slash Harkins, let me just reattach this. We get the MVS swords, 2 of them. Now these things are really cool looking. It's sort of like a metallic-y red blade, and there's a little bit of paint bleed up into the hilt, but it's acceptable. Green jewel, and then gold pommel and gold crossguard. Something that's really kind of strange, but I think really matches the line art quite well, is the crossguard is extremely large on a sword of this size. But I think that goes very well with the anime, and just shows you even more so the attention to detail that Bandai is putting into these Robot Damashii figures. So you have the 2 activated MVS swords, and then you've also got 2 deactivated MVS hilts. Now these hilts fit into the back scabbards. Now instead of wasting plastic and creating entirely full deactivated MVS swords, you can just stick these deactivated ones in there, and it creates the illusion of having a full MVS sword in the scabbard. And as I said, it comes with 2 of these. And they just fit. If you take a look at the back of the Albion, you see these 2 holes. They fit into the front one. So you just kind of peg it in, and it snaps in perfectly, as with the other one. And there you go. What else? Other weapons include the Super Varus rifles. You get 2 of them. The first one is this one. It's opened, so you have these 2 red parts extended and the barrel opening to reveal a hadron cannon. Very nice. And then you have the closed variant, where it's closed and the red parts are recessed in, and the hadron cannon is not exposed. Now you can see I've attached a trigger finger hand to this, and I might as well just go over the hands real quickly. Excuse me. Yeah, that's not the most elegant thing ever, but there you go. Now you can see on the Albion right now, I've got these open hands. Open hands, 2 of them. It also comes with 1 trigger finger for each gun. It comes with 2 closed fists and 2 gripping hands for the MVS swords. And I'm just going to stick one of those in there right now. And as you can see, there's really no way to like place it in. You just kind of slip it in, and the sword's got no problem holding it. It looks great. Or the hand's got no problem holding the sword. Okay, Now, kids, the part you've all been waiting for. The big deal on this kit, the energy wings. But before we get to that, I have one major gripe. Now, it includes these two collapsed versions of the energy wings. And quite simply, they just fit around the swords on the back. Well, this one goes on this side. They just plug right in. Right? Well, the first time I displayed it like this, I stuck it in, and I broke it off as soon as I took it out. Broke off the peg inside the hole. As you can clearly see, it's busted. I broke it off in this one, and you can probably tell I kind of gouged it up trying to get it out of there, prying it out with a hobby knife and sticking even a thumbtack in it and pulling it out that way finally. But that was kind of frustrating. I know most of you won't be posing this kit with the collapsed version of the energy wings, but I would still be mindful of that and be careful about that. So, that being said, let's get to the main event. The Lancelot's energy wings. They're very light green plastic. I mean, on camera it almost even shows up as clear. But they're a little more green tinted, and there you can kind of see the green in person. And you can see they've just got like a little rotating joint here, and then sort of like a Revoltech-y ratcheting. I'm not sure if it ratchets or the plastic is just squeaky, but there you go. And you just stick it into that hole I showed you before. There's one. And there's two. And the wings themselves are kind of like a bendy plastic. And you can see this one is kind of warped over time. So that's be something to be aware of. But other than that, yeah. Check that out. Lancelot Albion on full display with land spinners out and energy wings. And whoa, buddy. You kind of have to be careful with this forearm armor because it's just so overstated and ornate that it just really messes with the shoulders. But other than that, I have no problems with this kit, this figure, rather. At first, I have to admit, I was a little disappointed, especially with that broken part, and upon first impressions, the paint job was subpar, in my opinion, of what I paid for this figure, which was about $35–40 on Amazon, plus shipping. But as I played more with it, and I got to feel it more, and kept it on my shelf longer and looked at it, it really started to grow on me. And I'm actually very happy with the purchase now. Especially after getting it up on an action base, or at least the Damashii version, the Soul Stage Act 5, which you will be hearing a review from soon. I think it's a worthwhile buy. As soon as I bought it, I remembered that there was a composite verka of this particular Nightmare frame, and I was like, oh, crap. But, luckily for me, the composite verka is a much worse figure. I suggest if you want a Lancelot Albion, go for the Robot Damashii. You will not be disappointed. Just be careful with the parts. I mean, this isn't so much like a toy as more of like, I would treat it as a model kit. Don't treat it like you would a toy. Treat it like you would a model kit, and you'll be fine. This looks great on display, great with the swords and the guns, and if you want, you can track down that little bonus package that was sent through Japan with the longer energy wings and the additional guns. But to tell you the truth, I'm quite happy with this. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Again, great figure, and I guess I'll see you guys at the next review, which will most likely be another Robot Damashii from another non-Gundam show. Okay, take it easy.